Okay, today we're going to be adding rational numbers. Specifically, we're going to be looking at fractions and mixed numbers. Now our first problem is 1/2 plus negative 5/6. Now how hard could this be? All we have to do is find the common denominator and add the two numbers. So in this case our common denominator is 6. Hopefully you remember how to do common denominators. So we do 2 times 3 is 6, so 1 times 3 is 3. So we just rewrote that fraction 1/2 and turned it into 3/6. Well, our second fraction is already in 6, so we don't have to do anything to it except for rewrite it. The most important thing is don't lose your negative. So 3/6 plus negative 5/6 equals negative 2 over 6. So negative 2/6. And if you remember, you have to simplify it. What goes into 2 and 6? Well, 2 does. So negative 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our answer should be negative 1/3. Now our next problem, a lot of people will look at this and say, hey, the answer is 0. But take a little bit closer look at it. First of all, it's not mixed numbers, so we don't have to worry anything about that. Second, both of them are already in fourths. So if they're both in fourths, all we have to do is add them together. So let's look at what problem we have. Once again, ignore those denominators and think about it. Negative 3 plus negative 3. How much is it when you combine 3 negatives with 3 more negatives? You get negative 6 over 4. So our answer is negative 6 over 4, but of course you know you have to simplify that. What will go into both 6 and 4? Well, 2 goes into both of those. So we're going to divide negative 6 by 2, and we get negative 3. And we divide 4 by 2, and we get 2. So our answer is negative 3/2. Okay, if we look at our next problem, we have negative 2/3 plus negative 1/2. So we need to change these to improper fractions. That's the easiest way to work these problems. In this case, you can see I've already done that. 3 times 2 is 6 plus the 1 on top is 7, so negative 7/3 plus 2 times 1 is 2 plus the 1 on top is 3, so negative 3/2. So as we're working this problem, the next thing we need to do is find a common denominator. I'm going to use 6 because 2 and 3, multiply those together. The first number they have in common is 6. And now we're going to do 3 times 2 is 6, so 3 times 7 is 14. To get our second fraction, we're going to do 2 times 3 is 6, so 3 times 3 is 9. And we're not going to lose those negatives. So when we add those together, we get negative 23 over 6. So that is adding rational numbers. We did a couple of problems with the fractions, and we did one with mixed numbers. Just remember, change the mixed numbers to improper fractions and just work them like normal.